Good morning, family, and welcome to Family Church. Um, Thank you so much for looking at this. I'm not sure, again, when you're going to look at it, whether it is in a few days, a few weeks, or a few years. But thank you. Today is March 2nd, 2021, which is unbelievable. Hard to believe that. It's 2021. Time is just flying by. The beautiful thing is that in the next few months, I'm going to be a grandpa again 3 times, and that is the most exciting thing ever. So McCall's having a baby here in a couple weeks. Allie's having a baby in about 4 or 5, and Griffin and Jessica are having a baby in the fall. So it's a very exciting year. So I'm not sure when you're seeing this, if it's recent or if it's in a few days or even a few weeks. That's kind of the current thing that's going on in my life. I'm very excited about that. This is today's card. I like this one a lot. This one is really pretty. And this is from the book of Lamentations. And probably one of the least read, one of the few. It's when you lament on something, it's like you're crying out in sorrow. You're not necessarily wailing, but you're lamenting on something. You're kind of laying your soul bare of some of the challenges, the adversity, and the things that are going on in your life. And that's kind of the summary of Lamentations. This is Lamentations 3:25 through 26. The Lord is good to those who hope, whose hope is in Him. The one who seeks Him, it is good to wait quietly for the salvation of the Lord. Again, the Lord is good to those whose hope is in Him, and the one who seeks Him, it is good to wait quietly on the salvation of the Lord. Let's talk about that for a second. The Lord is good to those whose hope is in Him. Think about that. No matter what the circumstances are, no matter what the challenges are in your life, what does it mean to put hope in Him? So let's say there's a situation, well, I'm going to put my hope in Jesus Christ. I'm going to put my hope in a loving God. And when you do that, you go into any situation, and say, I'm putting my hope in the Lord, which means that I'm going to look at this and see what's good or what's great or could be good or great about this situation. Because as I've said before, in any adversity, any challenge, there's always a positive. In any failure, there's a lesson to be learned. So when you go into any situation, no matter how dark, how much suffering, how sad, no matter what it is, if you put your hope into a loving God, you understand that there is good in all of it. There is something that could be great to come out of this, no matter what it is. And we've all heard stories about people who've just gone through the most horrific things in their life, only to later on say, that was the best thing that ever happened to me. Man, it did this and this and this and set this forward. But the only way you can do that is if you go in with an attitude of looking at problems as opportunities and say to yourself, what is good or could be great about this? And you will find an answer. So when your hope is in the Lord and you think of the Lord Jesus Christ and a loving God, and the fact that you can relinquish control to a loving God, a sovereign God, and it frees you up. It liberates you. So there's goodness in knowing I don't have to be in control of this, because frankly, I know that I'm not. So when you put your hope into the Lord, and you go into every situation with confidence and without fear, because every situation has the opportunity for something equal or greater. Every setback has inherent in it, the seed for an equal or greater opportunity. No matter what it is. So that's what that means. When you put your hope into things in Him, that what He says is the truth, and He's faithful, and He's sovereign, and He's loving, then you go into any situation. Any. And it says, to the one who seeks Him. You have to seek the Lord. Well, how? Well, it's good to wait quietly for the salvation of the Lord. Wait quietly means slow down. Take a breath. Feel God's presence in the moment. Be grateful that you have life. Be grateful for all of the blessings that you have. Start counting them. But in order to worship God, sometimes the best thing you can do is nothing. Stop thinking, slow down, take a breath, and just enjoy being. Not doing, being. Just be quiet. Take a breath. Sometimes you close your eyes and you think of the loving God actually loves you and me. It's absolutely incredible. So where do you draw your hope? If you're firm in your faith, you draw your hope from Him, the Creator, the one who made you. And if you've got the all-powerful, loving God on your side, what's the saying? Who can be against you? But it's up to us to embrace a loving God, sometimes actively, by studying and reading and learning and going to church and worshiping with friends and really building that faith muscle, but also just quiet. In some of the darkest times, just be quiet. Just calm yourself. Focus on your breath. And then that will calm you automatically. So, salvation of the Lord sometimes is, I'm going to salvage you. I'm going to redeem you. When you go to the salvage yard, you're redeeming something and giving it value. And that's what our loving God does to us every single day, whether we're consciously aware of it or not. I am going to redeem you. I think you're salvageable. Even though you're a sinner through and through, like all of us, you're salvageable. And that's what a loving God does for us. And to get close to the loving God, sometimes it's just to be quiet. Sit quietly. So that was Lamentations 3:25. Let me just conclude by reading it through again. The Lord is good to those who hope in Him and the ones who seek Him. And it's good to wait quietly and calmly for the salvation of the Lord. So again, it's March 2nd, 2021. It's a very exciting time in our life. And I just hope this was a blessing for you. And another episode of Family Church. God bless you. I love you. Continue to pray for all of you.